Well, hey everyone, my name is Mo, and today we are going to look into four of the best exchange traded funds that allow you to invest in the stock market at low cost to earn a high dividend distribution while also getting exposure to growth potential. The reliable quarterly dividends paid by these ETFs allow you to have a passive income, or what Leonardo DiCaprio calls the fun coupon. Let's get into it.
Hey fellas, look what I found in my pocket. Look, a year's salary right here. What I call them? Fun coupons.
The very first ETF to take a look at is Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, the ticker symbol VYM. It is available in US dollar currency and has a very low expense ratio or fee of only 0.06%. To give you a perspective of how low this fee is, if you were to invest $10,000 into VYM, your fee in 1 year would be only a mere $6. That's quite low, actually, when it comes to high quality exchange traded funds. In terms of assets under management, you're looking at $42 billion that is managed by VYM. And this fund has 412 stocks as underlying holdings. The distributions, as mentioned, are paid on a quarterly basis, and this fund seeks to track the performance of the FTSE High Dividend Yield Index, which measures the investment return of common stocks of companies characterized by high dividend yields. VYM was incepted on November 10th of 2006, and you notice in the past 5 years, it has given an overall 43.7% return. This does not, of course, take into account their dividend, and it's just merely showing the growth earned through the VYM investments. The 10 largest holdings for VYM include JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson, Home Depot, Procter & Gamble, Pfizer, Bank of America, Cisco Systems, Broadcom, ExxonMobil, and PepsiCo. If you look at the performance of VYM in the past several time periods based on the market price, the 1-year return is at 26.09%. The 3-year annualized return is at 16.6%. The 5-year annualized return is at 11.7%. And the 10-year annualized return rounded is close to 13%. The annualized return for this fund since its inception, which goes back to November of 2006, is at 8.8%, which is just quite decent for this dividend-paying ETF with such a low price to own. Next on our list, we have SPDR Portfolio S&P 500 High Dividend ETF. As the name suggests, SPYD seeks to provide investment results before fees and expenses corresponding generally to the total return performance of the S&P 500 High Dividend Index. The inception date for SPYD was on October 21st of 2015, and the past 5 years, it has given a return of 19.79%. Again, this does not take into account your dividend income. The number of holdings for SPYD includes 76 different holdings, and it has $5.4 billion in assets under management. The expense ratio for SPYD is slightly higher at 0.07%, and the distribution yield here is at 3.67%. Looking at the 10 largest holding for SPYD, we have Baker Hughes Company, Comerica Incorporated, Chevron, Marathon Petroleum, ExxonMobil, KeyCorp, Valero Energy, M&T Bank Corporation, Pfizer, and People's United Financials. And in terms of the performance for SPYD, looking at the past 1 year, in terms of the market value, we were looking at 32.80% return, the 3-year annualized return of 12.5%, 5-year annualized return of 8.8%, and the annualized return since inception was at 10.7%. Moving on, we're going to take a look at our third pick, which is Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF, the ticker symbol SCHD. It has a distribution yield of 2.78% annual. The currency, again, is in USD, and the expense ratio is at 0.06%. In terms of assets under management, we are looking at $31.6 billion, and the SCHD has 105 holdings beneath it. The distributions or dividends are paid on a quarterly basis, and this fund's goal is to track as closely as possible before fees and expenses the total return of the Dow Jones US Dividend 100 Index. The inception date for SCHT was on October 10th of 2011, and in the past 5 years, it has actually produced a remarkable 76.7% return in terms of the ETF price. In terms of the 10 largest holdings for SCHD, we're looking at Coca-Cola, Merck & Co., Amgen, Verizon, PepsiCo, IBM, Pfizer, Cisco Systems, Broadcom, and Texas Instruments Incorporated. And if you look at the performance for SDHD in terms of their market price in the past 1 year, we were looking at 29.87%, 3-year annualized return of 23.9%, 5-year annualized return of 16.77%, 10-year annualized return of 15.3%, and the return since inception annualized was at 15.6%. And our last pick is iShares Core High Dividend ETF, ticker symbol HDV. It has an expense ratio of 0.08% and has $7.6 billion assets under management. HDV has 75 holdings beneath it, and it seeks to track the investment results of an index composed of relatively high dividend paying US equity, particularly 75 different companies. In the past 5 years, HDV returned 23.3% in terms of its price, and its inception date goes back to March 29th of 2011. HDV has a distribution yield of 3.47%, and its distributions are paid on a quarterly basis. Looking at the 10 largest holdings for HDV, we have ExxonMobil, Chevron, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, AbbVie, Pfizer, Philip Morris, Procter & Gamble, Merck, and Coca-Cola. And in terms of the performance for HDV, looking at the performance by total return, you're looking at 19.4%, the 3-year annualized return of 10.3%, 5-year annualized return of 8.1%, 10-year annualized return of 10%, and the annualized return since inception was at 10.5%. There you have it, folks. A quick look into top 4 high-quality exchange-traded funds that allow you to invest in the stock market for high dividends at a very low cost. And in the meantime, they give you exposure to growth potential with their returns that you've noticed over the past several time periods. I hope you found this video beneficial and you gained something of value from it. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from the video as well. We also love to have you join us here on Momentum Finance channel. Here on this channel, we post every week several videos, including videos about investing, whether it's investing in the stock market, cryptocurrencies, and real estate, as well as discussing ways to reach financial freedom. Thank you, and we hope to see you next time.